For my second video of this early morning, I have here a shelter point, but not just any shelter point. This is a single cask triple grain. Now, which grains are we talking about? I'm going to find out. Hopefully it says so on the bottle. Whiskey is poetry, but it's also alchemy. Here at Shelter Point, we're always in search of the perfect elixir. The whiskey journey began when we married together a blend of malted barley, unmalted barley, and rye whiskey, aged in an ex-bourbon cask, then finished in French oak. This 7-year-old whiskey is a bottle of gold at the end of the rainbow. Okay, please savor responsibly. So this is a single cask, malted and unmalted barley, like an Irish whiskey, but then it has rye too. So I think it's going to be good. There's also 100% rye whiskey, which was released earlier this week. But unfortunately, I went to sleep just before the email was sent out that it was being released. And I think they only had about 150 bottles. And it sold out before I saw the email. This is the wrong glass. There's something in it already. This is the fresh glass. To be enjoyed while editing. This is bottled at 43% alcohol by volume. And I'll be right back. I'm back. I forgot to refill my mug of water before starting to shoot. Oh, that's better. So here we have our Shelter Point single cask triple grain, malted and unmalted barley, and rye. And this one was, okay, here's what happened. I ordered a bottle of this from the distillery and received it. It came with a bottle of Ripple Rock as well, so it was an order of Shelter Point triple grain and Ripple Rock. And the whole thing cost me, oh, let me find it. Here it is. The whole thing cost me $175. This one was $78.25, and it came out to $90. But I had forgotten that I received this bottle, and it was under my bar somewhere. And so I commented on a post by Leon Webb, and said that I didn't get a bottle. And he said, oh, I should be able to put one aside for you somewhere, or I was able to find one for you and I put it aside. Do you want it? I said, sure. He says, so, call the distillery at between this hour and that hour, and we'll send it to you. Well, they sent it to me, and it was $90 originally with free shipping, but without the free shipping, it was $104.99. So $15 to ship it because it was a single bottle by itself. And I made a mistake, not realizing what I already had. I should take better inventory, I think, before I make a comment. So I ended up getting 2 bottles of this single barrel triple grain. This is the one that was sent to me by Leon. or sent to me by the Shelter Point Distillery, where they charged me $15 for the shipping. That's okay. That's okay. I wouldn't be able to get it anywhere else. And just today, or last night, because it's after midnight now, last night I got a message from Leon saying that he may have located a bottle of the single cask rye, which is, I think, about 7 years old. It's actually Alberta Premium, but which was aged at Shelter Point. This is bottled at 43% alcohol by volume. It has a rye spice. It has rye spice, but it also has that Irish style malted and unmalted barley note. I'm getting some barley sugar. I'm getting some spice from the rye. And I'm getting that other je ne sais quoi from the unmalted barley. So this is like an Irish whiskey, or an Irish single pot still whiskey blended with rye. And it's a single cask. So that means it was blended before it was put in the cask. I think that's what it means. Or it was married in a single cask after it was blended. I suppose it was aged first and then finished in a single cask. It's a triple grain. So malted and unmalted barley and rye. Okay, so was the rye malted or unmalted? I don't know. Maybe the rye came from Alberta Premium, and then they were married in a cask, and that's the single cask. Whatever. Oh, well, maybe that's why they only got 150 bottles out of the single cask rye. Ah, they used some of the cask for this and some of the cask for this single barrel rye. I'm guessing. I'm just guessing. You can always tell me I'm wrong if I am, especially if you know better. I'm just speculating. But this has a beautiful, beautiful. Oh, you know what? I'm getting a little bit of a minty note too from the rye. This was in an ex-bourbon barrel. I think that's what I read on there. So there is a bit of a mintiness coming from the rye at the moment. This is exquisite. Mintiness and spiciness from the rye. Barley sugar. And that certain thing that I can't describe with words coming from the unmalted barley. Let's give this a taste. Oh, wow. That is good. That is really good. It's like an Irish whiskey blended with rye. That's fantastic. I'm liking this. Oh. Wow. I'm getting some caramel and toffee notes from the ex-bourbon barrel. I'm getting some spice and mintiness from the rye. I am getting the barley sugar and that unmalted barley thing. Oh, and don't forget that characteristic Tootsie Roll chocolate note that I almost always get from Shelter Point. Wow. I'm glad I made the mistake of forgetting that I had this. And now I have 2 bottles. Wow. This is just wonderful. Really wonderful. Really, really, really wonderful. Oh. This experiment is a success. Yes. Oh my. Oh, it even has legs. Good legs. This glass was washed maybe a year ago. It was in my cupboard. And look at that. We got legs. If it's a glass that I washed recently, it's so clean that the whiskey doesn't stick to the sides. Oh man. I like this a lot. Cheers.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Yeah.